welcome back to the Sonder Cast, where we explore big ideas through thoughtful conversation. I'm Kayla.
And I'm Adam. Today's topic is one that's been debated for centuries, from Plato's philosopher king to today's startup CEOs. What truly makes a great leader?
Right? It's easy to define a manager or a boss, but the word leader, it evokes something more abstract. A leader doesn't just give orders, they inspire, they influence, they shift entire cultures.
Exactly. And I think that's a good place to start. Kayla, do you think leadership is something innate, like a natural charisma or emotional intelligence? Or is it cultivated, something you learn through experience?
And that's a fascinating tension. I tend to believe that while temperament can give someone a head start, like empathy or decisiveness, great leadership is fundamentally intentional. It's crafted over time through reflection, feedback, even failure.
Totally agree. There's that idea from ancient philosophy that leaders are forged in the crucible of adversity. True leadership often emerges during moments of chaos. When things fall apart, the leader is the one who holds the center.
That's beautifully put. And I think that's one of the paradoxes of leadership. You need to be both resilient and vulnerable. You have to be strong enough to guide others, but also open enough to admit when you're wrong, to evolve.
Yes, and let's not forget vision. I feel like that's a word that gets thrown around a lot in corporate circles, but in a deeper sense, a great leader is almost prophetic. They see what could be, not just what is.
Totally. And that connects to abstract thinking. Leaders must be able to transcend the moment, to think systemically. They see interconnections, long-term consequences, invisible patterns. That's not easy. It requires a kind of cognitive elevation.
I love that phrase, cognitive elevation. It makes me think of leaders like Nelson Mandela. His moral vision wasn't just about politics. It was a kind of spiritual resilience, holding on to dignity in the face of dehumanization.
Yes, Mandela is a perfect example. He wasn't just strategic. He was transformational. And that's another layer of leadership. Some people manage systems, but others shift paradigms. They reframe the entire narrative.
Let's dig into that. What do you think allows a leader to shift a paradigm? Is it courage? Creativity? Conviction?
All of those, but also clarity. Paradigm shifters have a lucid inner compass. Even when the external world is messy, their values are crystal clear. They don't just chase popularity or consensus, they're anchored in purpose.
That's a powerful idea. Purpose is a compass. Because charisma can fade, influence can wane, but purpose endures.
And here's a twist. I think great leaders create more leaders. They don't hoard power, they distribute it. They nurture autonomy in others. That takes humility, to not be the star but the stage.
Wow, the stage. I love that. So instead of seeing themselves as the center, they're the platform that elevates others. That's legacy, isn't it?
It is. Leadership is not about control, it's about catalysis. You spark something in others. Something that outlives you.
So if we were to summarize, great leadership involves vision, resilience, vulnerability, clarity, and a deep commitment to empowering others. It's as much about character as it is about competence.
Exactly. And it's not always loud. Sometimes the best leaders are quiet forces. They influence not through dominance but through presence, the kind that makes people feel seen, heard, and inspired to act.
That's a great note to end on. So for everyone listening, who's the most quietly powerful leader in your life? It might not be who you think.
Thanks for joining us on the Sonder Cast. If you found today's conversation meaningful, share it with a friend or drop us a message. We'd love to hear your thoughts on what makes a great leader.
Until next time, stay thoughtful, stay curious.